Hello, welcome everyone to God's Prepared Warrior. I am Fernando, and if you're new to the channel, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm so excited that you're here with us. There are three types of platforms running all at the same time right now. I got TikTok over here to my right, and I have YouTube right here in front of me, and I have Facebook over here on the left. So guys, our channel is growing. Praise the Lord. I opened up the dashboard today on YouTube, and I'm so excited because our YouTube channel is growing. I'm everywhere, right? I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on X, I'm on TikTok, and so I'm on YouTube, and so I have all these platforms that that I'm posting content on, and sometimes I wonder, my wife's like, "Babe, why don't you go to sleep?" And I'm like, "I can't. I'm still here. I'm letting the mass know what we're doing." So, yeah. So welcome, guys, to the live show tonight. I'm so excited that you are here. Let me know that you can hear me because sometimes I forget to hit the little button. Today I didn't, and so hopefully you guys can hear me. Welcome, Salt Miss. I'm glad you're here. Salt Miss is usually the one that keeps me in check and says, "Fernando, we can't hear you." So hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm super excited about our meeting tonight because I kind of don't have an agenda for tonight because I wanted to talk about this drone situation. I don't know if you guys saw my video that I posted out about the drones stuff, because I found a document online that was given to city chief policemen. It was a document to the Chiefs Association or whatever, and so it was given out in June of this year, and it was talking about UAPs. And so obviously since June, there was, I guess, hint in the worlds that we don't know, right, of them talking about this stuff coming out since June. So check out that video if you haven't seen that video. I kind of throw it up, and then in the description of that video I have the link to that PDF that was given to those chief police officers for the big cities. So apparently, this has been brewing. And then as I did research and I posted that one piece of all of these people talking about drones, it even goes a little further back. So let's talk about that tonight, because I really want us to, because there's a lot of things going on everywhere, and I want to talk about that tonight. But first, I want to kind of to let you know that because of my channel, we're a praying channel, and so I am praying for the folks in Wisconsin that have lost loved ones, and that have loved ones that are injured in this shooting at this school. And I want you to know that the moment that I heard that, I began praying for that, and so I've been praying for the situation. I've been praying for the first responders that were there. I've been praying for the families of those that were injured, praying for the families of those who had lost loved ones, and I truly believe in prayer, and I'm praying, and I know that clergy of the area in that area will be available for those families. And I am even praying for the clergymen and clergy women that are going to be stepping in to help those folks there. And so I just want to share that off first, because I want you guys to know that I'm praying, and I'm going to be following up with that tomorrow and seeing where everything is, because in the middle of all of that was happening today, I caught it a little late because I was recording footage of the video that I just posted, like maybe about 30-40 minutes ago, on a new radio that I got. So that's in there. Check that out too. But let's keep those people in prayer, because this is another tragedy that has happened in our country, and the enemy is trying to create havoc here, and we just need to continue to pray. The Bible tells us that when we pray, we humble ourselves and we pray, God will heal our land. But we got to do those things first. We got to pray, we got to trust God, we got to humble ourselves, and we got to acknowledge that God is the one in control, and he will hear our prayers and heal our land. And so I truly believe that. So guys, all of you that are joining me on TikTok over here, thank you for joining me on God's Prepared Warrior Live tonight. So I'm excited about what the channel is doing. As I said, I opened up the dashboard today, and I was excited to see that we finally reached the 500 subscriber mark. And so to me, that's a milestone. You might say, "Oh, you're a little channel." Yes, we are, and I would rather stay little, but if you follow me, that makes the number bigger. And so we're trying to create a community, not just here where I live, of preparedness, where we gather together, we meet, but I want this to kind of go across the United States, where we have small little groups of God's prepared warriors just meeting together, praying together, fellowshipping together, and just talking about preparedness and sharing all of that with their family first, and and growing this this community. And so I'm excited about that. I'm off the next 2 weeks from my job for Christmas, and I'm so thankful that my job does that for me. And so I have plans to do tons of content every single day. So like I said, today I think I put out 2 videos today, and that's a lot for me, and a lot I did a lot of social media posts today. Today is the day that I put out the devotional for all of those folks who have gone to the website and they said, "Fernando, I want your devotional in my inbox." And so they've gone to my website and they've gone to the contact page and they filled out the newsletter thing, and so they get that on Monday, and then they get the Warrior blog tomorrow. And so everybody else on social media that's not connected to my website will get it on Thursday and Friday. So you got to wait for it. But if you go to my website, it's a free website. The link is in every video that I create, and it is in the description. You guys over on TikTok, because I'm still working on that over there, you'll have to come to YouTube to get that link, or my Facebook page. So look us up, God's Prepared Warrior, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and you will find those links there. So go there and just fill out the little information. All I need is your email address and your name, and I send you a letter from me and saying thank you for joining. And then every Monday and Tuesday you get an email. The Monday you get the devotional, Tuesday you get the blog. And so that's how we do that here. And so as we continue to grow, eventually my free website will turn to a .com, Lord willing, and I am actually working on a lot more information that will be there, free for you to grab. And then also we're going to begin to create our membership rooms and things like that. So I'm excited because we are growing. And I love it when my watch is dinging all the time, because I'll look at it. I don't have it on right now, but I'll look at it and it'll be there's somebody in Ireland reading your blog or reading your devotional. There's somebody in Rome, Italy, Africa. I mean, it has gone worldwide, and I'm excited about that. I praise God for that, and because it's God who I sit with and we talk about, what's the next devotional for this next week. God, help me help me have that wisdom to share that with people. And how can I help people prepare, as we look at the blog, and we do, the practical side of prepping and the spiritual side of prepping. And so, I work really hard at that with the Lord, and to give that information to you guys. So, I really love it when I see my watch just interrupting my day, because it reminds me that you guys are joining me along. And it's neat because whenever I'm at work and I'm in a meeting, I have to always turn my watch down because it's just going ding, ding, ding. And my boss one time, he's like, do you need to get that? I'm like, no, it's just all my friends who subscribe to the website, and they're reading the blog or they're reading the devotional right now. And he's just amazed at what the Lord is doing with the channel. So we thank God for that, and then I thank God for you guys who said yes, we want that in our inbox. And so just go over to the website and go to the contact page, fill that information out, and I will get that to give that to you. Even if you do that on Wednesday or Thursday, I will give you that week's in your inbox immediately after I send you the welcome letter. So thank you guys for helping me get to 500. I'm excited about that. Hi, Shelly. Welcome to the live today. Guys over here in TikTok, thank you for joining me. Karen, thank you for joining me in Facebook. I see you over there. Awesome. So that's growing. I'm excited about that, and I'm just can't wait to see what God's gonna do. So I know that I'm scheduling another camp out for the month of April. I plan to go back to Guadalupe State Park. The only reason why I want to go back there is because it's beautiful. And this time my family's going to go with me, and they're going to get to see what I saw the first time I went. So if you go to YouTube, you can see all my camping videos there too. I have a playlist on all my camping stuff. That one was Guadalupe State Park. This last one I went on during Thanksgiving week. That one was in Palmetto State Park, a small little park here in Texas. So those videos are there. Check it out. Did some fun stuff. That stuff's fun for me. So you guys can check that out there. I also have in my YouTube channel, I have how-to videos. So I put together a lot of DIY stuff that I would encourage you guys to check out. I'm going to show you one. This here is in case the lights go out, right? In case the lights go out and you got nothing else, you didn't prep for anything, you don't have any extra batteries because you didn't prep, and if you don't have anything else, you can at least have a mason jar here, right? You can have a mason jar, and all I did was I took a string from the mop, and some cooking oil, and the cooking oil goes up the mop string, and you can light it here on top, and it is a candle in case you don't have any batteries or a flashlight. And if you don't have any batteries or a flashlight, you and I are going to have a conversation about prepping. So guys, make sure you're prepping all those things. But you can actually put simple things together like this that will help you get to where you want to be as far as prepping. So check that out also on my YouTube channel because it's really important. I also make some fire starters out of duct tape and some Vaseline and some makeup remover pads. So check that out, and they work really well. Check that video out too. So all right, so let's get to this drone stuff. So I put out a video yesterday. What's today? Today's Monday. That was this morning. Yeah, or this afternoon. I put out a video this afternoon about drones, and I found this document that I want you to check out when you check out that video. The links in that video. Apparently, they've been preparing for this drone situation or UAP situation for a while already. And so in that video, you also see me put a snippet together of all of these people talking, right? There's an expert drone guy in there that talks about what he believes the thing is. There's a senator that says that, hey, we had a mothership over here off the East Coast, and that's where all these drones were coming to, and things like that. So all this stuff is coming out, and if you're like me, I'm looking at all of this, and I'm like, well, what's true, right? What is the truth of all of that? What is it that I need to know? What is it that I need to take away? But if I have all of these talking heads that are all saying different things, how do I know what's truth, right? I don't know if you've ever been in that kind of situation where, you're trying to figure out what's true. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do, as far as preparedness. But how do you prepare if you don't know what's true, right? There's a lot of people. Well, there's actually, I think, one person that actually shot at something and he got in trouble. And so, I think even in my video, I even say, that I'm prepared. And I am prepared. Because in the event that drones go rogue, right? Sure, the military is going to step in. We hope, right? And if not, we have to be ready. So even in my video, I said, I'm not telling you to go out there and shoot drones. And even right now, I'm telling you not to go out there and shoot drones, because I was watching a video today and I really liked what this individual said. He said that you have to remember that a drone is kind of like an airplane, right? Airplane, you can't shoot at an airplane because you'll go to jail for that, right? You can't aim a laser at an airplane because you will go to jail for that. Somebody here where I live, because we have the sheriff or police helicopter that flies over a lot all the time, and so somebody was really smart and decided, oh, you know what, I got this laser pin and I'm just gonna walk outside with my laser pin and I'm gonna laser the helicopter. Well, they did that, and they spent time in jail. So I don't know what else to tell you. Just be ready, right? Just be ready. Stay vigilant, right? You'll always hear that from me. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, because you just never know. And if these things go rogue, I think Travis was talking today, the Prepared Homestead. I think he was talking about them, kind of like, because AI is uploaded into these things, that they can like go rogue or whatever, and just have a mind for themselves. And so he was talking about that. So even if that happens, you should be prepared, right? So there's that's come out. I think the mothership is a hogwash. I really don't think that the drones are coming from any other country, because when I look, one of the videos that I put in that video, it was a snippet of this man who said, he zoomed in into into that video, and he said there's some kind of writing on here that's he could read something on there, but it was in Arabic or something. So even I looked at that and I tried to zoom in and I didn't see any kind of Arabic in that thing. So, what do you believe? Who do you think um, is that's the thing, right? So we have to look at you have to look at where your sources are coming from, right? Um, you know, you got to make sure they're credible. You got to make sure that um, they're right? Because even that senator who came out and said there was a mothership on the East Coast. I'm thinking if there's a mothership on the East Coast and it's on the East Coast of the United States, and this, why didn't you blow that sucker up? I mean, if we're being invaded by drones, there's just a lot of inconsistencies, and you have to think about those inconsistencies that are happening in those kinds of things, right? So the guy that I posted that works with drones, he's a credible source. I kind of like what he was talking about until he got to the aliens. I was with them until we got to the alien part. So you gotta you got to look at the good things, and you got to make sure that you're discerning from what is bad, right? And then there was this gentleman that went to a meeting that was about nothing. It reminded me of the Seinfeld show, right? The show about nothing. And he went to this 2-hour meeting, and it was about nothing. And they didn't have any information. They didn't know any information, and they couldn't give them any information. But they sat there for 2 hours listening to the government tell them that they don't know anything, right? And then you have, I can't remember what his name was, but it was the last guy on my video. And he was talking about how Mayorkas is saying, oh, everything's okay. We know that those drones are there, and we're okay. Everything's fine. The drones are there, but everything's fine. We're okay. The truth behind that is we're not okay, right? And then we're talking about Mayorkas here, the guy who said, oh, we don't have people coming in on our southern border. Right on, okay. And I'm dumb and you're smart. Yeah, right. So, yeah, I don't trust that guy as far as I can throw him, and I probably can't throw him that far. So, yeah. They're calling him out. And so if you watch my video, you notice that I put a little bubble by Mayorkas' head that says, we're fine, everything's fine. And then I have this big bubble over his body that says, fired, right? Because that's my hope, that Donald Trump's going to fire that guy. I know he is. So, yeah. Craziness, utter craziness. So, yeah. So we have all of these things that are happening. And so what I want you guys to do as God's prepared warriors is to listen diligently about all of that information that's coming out. And I want you to weigh that information, right? So, when I look at this information, I look at one person, I look at the next person, I look at the next person, and then I look at the next person. And a lot of times, those people actually cancel themselves out about what they're saying. Because you have one person saying one thing, and then you have another person saying there's another thing going on, right? And so in that way is how I'm able to discern what's truth from wrong, right? And I'm able to see it because it's so obvious, right? And so you look at the credibility of the person, at the network, and all of those things, and you can actually tell, right? That's why when you watch the video and you see that snippet of all these people I put together talking, the very first person is the guy who says, I'm going to tell you what's the real deal. And the real deal is there's a mothership on the East Coast. Now that's way out there, right? And to call it a mothership, right? Why couldn't it just be a vessel that holds these drones, right? Why would you have to call it a mothership? Because they're trying to sell you a narrative So because something else is coming down the line. And so this is why I'm telling you that yes, the drone activity is happening because we're actually the ones that are capturing the video, right? It's people like you and me, people in those areas that are capturing that video, and they're posting it on social media. You see it a lot on TikTok. You see it a lot on Instagram and on X and on Facebook. And so it's coming from the people. It's not even coming from our own government. And so, guys, it's pretty. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot that the government isn't even telling us anything. But I'm telling you this because the government is actually trying to do nefarious things in the background. They want you to look at this thing that's happening. Oh, look at these drones. Oh, look at them over here. Because I really think that those drones belong to us. I truly believe that they belong to us, and that there is some other thing that they're trying to do. And we have to be watchful of that, because we will follow that and believe it, right? And then the truth comes out later on, and that's not even what it was. So the thing that has caught my eye is the government that says, yeah, the drones are out there. We don't know where they come from, but they're not going to harm us. Well, how do you know that? How do you know that those drones aren't going to harm us? I truly believe that these drones belong to the government, and the government is using them, and so they're trying for us to get it and to follow it and to do it, and or to be mesmerized by that, to where everything else that happens in the background or on the weekend in the government, we don't notice what is happening. So a lot of things have been happening over the weekend on a Saturday or on a Sunday, that they're passing these laws, and they're happening on the weekend when we're all focused on other things. So take this for a point. Not too long ago, President Biden, what he okayed, was it $3 trillion for Ukraine? He did it on the weekend when everybody is off. Nobody's really following social media on the weekend because they're out with their family, or they're taking their weekend off because they've worked hard all week, and so they do that. And so it's important for us to stay vigilant and to stay prepared, and to truly understand what is happening in our world, so that we can see those things coming. So I just want to encourage you guys about that, and to really focus on what it is, and look for trustful sources to follow. I think last live I shared with you guys that I don't listen to the local news. I actually go to the source. So I'll go to the Pentagon's page, I'll go to FBI's page, even though I don't trust them, but they're always putting out information that the local media, or even the national media at that, doesn't even publish. So this is where I'm finding all of this information that I get, right, that I'm following. So honestly, guys, the drone situation does not bother me. Am I ready and prepared for it? I am. But it's not bothering me because I know it's more of a smokescreen than it is anything, right? So, guys, it's important for us to just really stay vigilant. There are more important things out there, especially this event that has happened today in Wisconsin. So, those are the important things that we need to stay focused on. It's times like that where, when this happens, we all need to go to help mode, right? We need to move into help mode. That's why we've been preparing, right? Because we're the stuff we prepare is not just for ourselves and our family. There's other family members that we have. There's neighbors that we know and we have brought into our fold, right? And so, there's gonna be people in those times that are gonna struggle, right? Just look at the hurricanes that have happened recently. Neighbors have gotten support from neighbors, and have gotten support from outside help, from outside cities, outside states. And so all of us have come together. We need to do that same thing for these families that have lost loved ones. We need to come together for them. And you might say, but Fernando, I live far. It's okay. You can pray for them, right? That's what I'm doing. I live far from them, but I'm praying. I'm on my knees. I'm praying for them and their family, praying for those that are in the hospital, and I'm praying for the family of those who lost their loved ones today. It's a sad thing. That's the thing that we need to focus on, and use our preps for those things in those situations, right? I love that. Not that I love the event, but when the hurricane hit, people went to their radios, their communication plan, right? And so, guys, you got to have a communication plan for your family. This is what preparedness is. You need to have a PACE plan for your family. And so, check out, I have numerous videos on that. You need to practice situational awareness. What does that even mean? You may have never heard of that before. That is a thing that we actually need to be practicing every single day. It's funny because when I'm at work, there is one spot in the break room that I sit, and it allows me to see what comes in from my left and what comes in from my right. And I'm able to react in the event of any situation. I'm part of the security team at my job, and so I take vigilance to a whole different level there, because I have coworkers that I need to protect. I have clients that I need to protect. I have volunteers that I need to protect. And so, we should be on this level of awareness that we are protecting our family in that way, right? That's why I'm doing this series for the blog about Christmas. And I think last week's blog was about shopping safely, right? So, it's important that we have this awareness about us to be safe, right? A lot of people were telling me, friend, I didn't think about taking somebody with me to go shopping. I just go shopping. Yeah, we don't live in that age anymore. We can just do that, right? Today is a live picture of what today is like. And we have to be vigilant, folks. I tell people, don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. No way. I'm not going to be a victim. The person that's trying to make victims is going to become taken out. That's what's going to happen. And so, because I practice this situational awareness. And so, guys, we got to have that too. And that even works for this drone situation, right? Having situational awareness. You don't just blindly walk outside and not pay attention to what's flying overhead, right? So, just be careful, be aware, right? And move to safety if you see drones, right? I don't think in that one clip of the video that I put, there was one video that said Pasadena, Texas, and they shot something out of the sky. And then there was a military airplane following it or chasing it. So that one I still got to verify, but I saw that and I thought I'd throw it in there because it was Texas. But in the state of Texas, I don't think we would see drones flying anyway. because we sell a lot of skeet here in Texas, a lot of shooting skeet, right? So so those of you who know, right? And so anyway, I know that I haven't seen it here. I did hear, but I always kind of like, why would there be one, right? Just one. Maybe it was just some kid who's got a drone and nothing else to do, right? Who's off for 2 weeks, but it wasn't me. So yeah, so it's important for us to look at those things and find reputable sources, and that we're not just biting into the apple because it's being fed to us. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm not afraid of the drones or what's happening, but I'm prepared. You should be too. The other thing is, I think that not only should we focus on what matters, I think that we should stay vigilant to what are the things that Donald Trump is doing. Not that he's doing anything wrong, but looking at all of the stuff that I'm seeing come out about how they're overturning all these things that they were trying to get him with. Now they're overturning them, right? Why? Well, because he's coming into office, and if you were trying to get him, well, you don't want to get him now, because he can actually get you, because he's going to be the president. So, it's funny to me how, oh no, we're just going to drop those charges. My bad, right? So, that we need to pay attention to that, because in reality, it shows, or it proves what the other side was truly doing, right? I still today say that they're not done, right? I can tell on social media that everything's kind of like in a calm, right? Everything's going back to normal. Donald Trump is coming into office. Everything's good. We're fine. We're not fine. We're not fine until it's secure. And so, I know Donald Trump is working really hard right now. It's even said that this is the first time that things have been done very quickly, in all the hard work that he's been doing by putting people into their places where they're going to go. And so, we've seen the FBI person resign. And so, it's, yeah, there are things moving and shaking there that we need to watch out for. So let's keep praying for Donald Trump. Let's keep praying for his team. And let's keep trusting the Lord, that God is going to continue to move us in the direction as a country of where we need to go, right? I'm praying that our country comes back to God, because I think we've gone way far away from God, and this is the reason why we see so much stuff happening, is because we moved away from the Lord, whose hand was over us for so many years. And so, we're still not done with things that are happening in Russia and Ukraine, and that whole thing of Russia wanting to push the button. So just keep praying about those situations. Those are still hot issues. There's still the issue with trying to think, Israel and Iran. That situation's happening, and then also now there's this situation with was it Korea and Taiwan. So there's a lot of burners on the stove, and so these are all the things that I've been praying for, that God would just intervene in all of these things, right? Because it's so important that we don't let go of our faith. We need our faith, right? And remember, you don't even need a lot of faith, right? the Bible talks about, having the faith as small as a mustard seed, right? I always think of the lady who had the issue with blood in the Bible. It was her faith that healed her. And, her thought in her mind was, if I can just touch the hem, just the hem of his garment, I will be saved. And so, it was her faith. It was the faith of the men who cut out the ceiling for the paraplegic to be lowered right there in front of Jesus. It was their faith that Jesus saw that saved their friend. It was the centurion's faith for his daughter, right? And so we can look at all of those things and we can see that it was faith that moved God. And so I don't know what your life is like or what you're praying for, but what I'm here to tell you today, amidst all these things that are happening in our world, we need to trust God and we need to have faith that He's gonna do a mighty thing in our life. And I know He will because I've seen Him do it before, and He can always do it again. So it's important for us, guys, to really truly trust in the Lord and to let Him be the one that is guiding our life, because that's just so important for us. So what do you guys think about these drones? I've been talking this whole time. It's time for you to talk. What do you guys think about all of these drones? I'm curious to know what you guys think. I know Shelly. I know Shelly. You're here with us today. Salt Mist. I know you're here. You guys over here on TikTok. I see you guys over here. So yeah. What do you think? What do you guys think? I really think that we should focus on. Hey, Grumpy Nurse. I see you over there in TikTok. Welcome to the channel. Or welcome to the live feed there in TikTok. I'm getting mixed up. So yeah. Salma says, I'm wondering what the other hand is doing. Yes, exactly. Because you can't say, we don't know what this is, but the drones aren't going to do, they're not harmful. But how do you know that, right? You're right, Salt Miss. I think there is something that's happening. The other hand is doing something that we're not aware of, and that's why we have to be vigilant. That's why we gotta know what's happening around us. That's why wherever you go, you gotta just be aware. Don't be stuck and buried in your phone. That's not what you should be doing. Not only will you walk into a pole, but you won't see what's coming behind you. So yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right, Salt Mist. They're trying to keep us busy and thinking about them. Yeah, like I said, stuff happens on the weekend when we're not paying attention, right? That's like when Joe Biden sent that other, was it $3 trillion to Ukraine? Sad but true. Yes, very sad. Shelly says, I'm wondering if they don't want to panic the people because it's that bad. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. The government knows what these drones are. And that was my thought too, Shelly. Maybe they don't want us to freak out because there's a lot of us who carry boomsticks and we'll say, oh, really? Then I'll help you guys, right? You're right. I was thinking about that too. But, I really believe that there's other things that are happening in the background. Yeah, Salt Mist. See? Salt Mist says, I thought about that too. Yeah. I mean, it's possible, right? It is possible. They don't want to cause panic. But at the same time, I look at all of these other countries that, because, here's the other thing. When I don't just look at news and things happening here, but I also look at stuff that's happening in the world. Because I always say, go to all my videos, you'll hear me say it. What happens over there is going to happen over here, right? And so a lot of times they do tests over there to see what we're going to do over here. And so, but anyway, I look at the situations overseas, and I look at all that stuff that's happening over there, and I will always ask myself, is that something that can happen here? And I'm like, heck yeah, that can happen here, right? So it's important, because here's the thing that I see, right? All of the other countries, Russia, and I get why Russia's doing it, right? Because they're in the middle of a war. But like Sweden, all these other places, they're getting their people prepared. They're getting their bunkers ready. That's what I'm seeing. That's the thing that I see that speaks loudly, because all of these other countries are getting their people prepared, but the United States isn't doing that for us. I get it, right? Texas, you're not going to find bunkers unless you own the property and you built it, because Texas is actually it's all owned, right? All the land is owned. There are very few places that are either state parks or national parks, and so but the rest of the land is owned. And so and unless you have the money to build a bunker, for you and your family, then you can do that if you own the land and you have the money to do it, because those things are expensive. And especially now that there's a demand for them, right? If you follow Atlas Bunkers, his bunkers, they are stupid expensive. And then you have a few places that are kind of like, I would call it a condo a condo bunker, and you can pay to live there, right? Because there are some bunkers that actually people are actually living in right now, and you can pay it almost being like an apartment, right? And being there, and if poop ever hits the fan, it goes into lockdowns, right? So you're locked in. There's those things. And then there's, like this guy that I found on TikTok. He lives somewhere in West Texas, and he has land, and he's inviting everybody to his land. And so I don't know if that guy's real or not, but I see him on TikTok, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. And he shows, some of the people, and they're living in tents, and I'm like, that's not really, I don't know if they're going to bomb that area, but man, if they do, what is the tent going to do, right? So, yeah. So, I mean, there's those kinds of opportunities, but, I just see that other countries are doing so much more for their citizens than our own country is doing for us. And so, I'm blown away by what, thanks guys for the gifts. Appreciate that. I'm blown away by the lack of concern for Americans by the government. The government's good. The government, they got their own bunkers. They got, all their stuff. And so they're good, right? Once poop hits the fan, everybody goes into their bunker, right? If you're in the government. But, if everybody else, forget it. You're on your own. And so what do? We trust in the Lord, right? God is bigger than any bomb. God is bigger than any wartime situation. God has won the victory through his son, Jesus Christ. And it's up to us to trust him with our very life, right? I trust God so much with my own life that I have given my life to him. I've dedicated my life to him. If you don't know, I'm a pastor, and I lead people, and my job is to not. I never pat myself on the shoulder. You can ask my friends. They'll say, Fernando, that was a great message, or that was a great sermon, or that was a great prayer. And I always direct that traffic back up to the Lord, because he's the one that gets all the glory, not me. I am just his humble servant. And, it's my job to stand in the gap for people through prayer, and to lead them to a relationship with Christ. It's up to them to choose that relationship, but I try to let my relationship be the light that shines for them to see how important it is for them to have a relationship with God also. And so, I will tell everybody until the day that I die that it is so important for you to trust God, right? My favorite verse is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge him. In other words, thank him for everything, the good and the bad. And the promise is at the end of this verse, and it says, and he will direct your steps. Guys, that's what it is. Yes, all this stuff is happening. It's in the background. It's running. Yes, there are drones flying around. We don't know why or where they're coming from, but they're there. But they're not bigger than the God I serve. And so my trust is in the Lord. And I know that he will, in the day, if the poop hits the fan or not, it is his wisdom that I will have in either of those two scenarios. And so, guys, it's my hope that you choose to trust the Lord. That you trust him with all of your heart. And, because you don't want to lean on your own self. I've done it so many times. I've bumped my head on the wall so many times because I've trusted myself and it's gotten me nowhere. But the day that I came to know the Lord as my Savior, he has not steered me wrong. I'm not telling you that you will have all good days, because you won't. Jesus even tells his disciples that because they chose him, they too will suffer the same suffering that he suffered. And so we see it today. Christians are being persecuted, in so many ways. And so, guys, we just trust the Father. That's what we're to do, is trust the Lord. And he is the one that's going to guide all of us. Warriors, thank you for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure to be here with you guys. And I'm just so excited that you guys have hung on with me, and that you're here with me. It is my joy to be able to put the content out that I put, because I want to lead you closer to God and to trust God more than what we hear in our world. And I know some of my videos are like, oh, it's scary, but you know what? We have to trust God, and even in all those events, even in the events that unfolded today, we have to trust the Lord, and we have to trust that He is going to guide us even in those events. So, guys, keep trusting the Lord. Keep trusting Him, because He's going to be the one that's going to guide you and help you along the way. I'm having some trouble with TikTok. There you go. So, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I look forward to putting out some more content this week and next week, because I'm off. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be working on a video tomorrow to put out either tomorrow night or the next day in the morning. So go back and look at the 2 videos I put out today. Check those out if you haven't seen them on YouTube, at God's Prepared Warrior on YouTube. And look at those videos. Guys, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't, if you're watching this and I don't see you here, it's because you haven't subscribed. Guys, you got to subscribe so that I can see you here and I can call you out and I can say, hey, I see you, and you can actually comment, because I love to hear you guys' comments, and I love to read them, and I love to answer them. You can ask these guys in here, do I answer back to my comments? I sure do, and I look forward to what you guys say, because I'm learning from you guys too. I am not the expert, trust me. I am not the preparedness expert, but we're learning together. That's what God's Prepared Warrior community is all about. It's all of us learning together how to stay prepared, how to stay vigilant, and just to keep moving in that and leading our family in that way. So guys, thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. All of you on Facebook, thank you for joining me. My pad actually died over here, so I couldn't see what you guys were saying. But thank you for joining me. All of you on TikTok, thank you for joining me. Thank you guys for the gifts that y'all have given me, and appreciate that. And let's grow this channel. Let's grow this community. Not just here where I am at, but where you are too. So if you'd like to be part of God's Prepared Warrior, reach out to me. I can send you all the ways that you can. If you want the devotional and the Warrior blog in your inbox, go to my website. Go to my contact page on the website. Fill out the newsletter information, and you guys will get all of that information in your inbox that I create. And so, and it's free of charge. I just need you to say, hey, Fernando, here's my email address. Send me that information, and I will pop it in your inbox every Monday and Tuesday. Guys, God bless you. Thank you for joining me tonight, and be safe out there. Talk to you soon.